mistakes. So this isn't really a mistake, but this is just a cautionary tale. My first game in the game industry, which is, again, weird if you heard my talk, I was 33, was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Longest video game title in history. Anyway, so I'm working on this game, doing scripting and programming, and one of the things when you're making a very long, complex RPG is you'll put cheat NPCs in. And this is the guy, you're like, oh, set this quest flag, give me some XP, do some things. But that wasn't good enough for me, so I would put in like choreographed Mandalorians doing like choreographed dancing maneuvers just there, because they were all going to get turned off. And I didn't think anything of it, or I put some funny, very inappropriate dialogue in there for cheat commands, and I'm not going to repeat any of them here. But then then fast forward like 10 years later, Chris Avalon's like, hey, I'm giving this interview, like a podcast, you want to get in on that? It's about the Sith Restoration, or the Restored Content Project, whatever the thing's called, I can't remember. And so I'm like, yeah, sure, we're talking. About halfway through the interview, the guy's like, yeah, so we found some stuff. I don't think it's canon. He's like, yeah, it was like dancing Mandalorians. I'm like, oh, I know what this is. Anyway, everything you put into the game is gonna just don't. All the time, I always have to pull stuff out, because if it goes in, and in the case of them, it did. It went in. We never took it out. Why would we bother, right? That's how actually people found out about the cut content. To begin with, they're like, you didn't finish the game. And I'm like, you only know that because you went and looked at all this stuff. Anyway, so just be careful what you put in the game, because, if it stays in, you're going to have to ask him or be answered embarrassing questions about why you think you're funny, but you're not.
Well, I'm sure maybe one out of all you guys might end up working with gaming hardware or developing gaming hardware. We had, an issue that wasn't totally my fault, but it was a problem. We had a controller for the Wii U released, and we had our final factory prototypes, and we tested them, so everything was fine until we got our main shipment, which we didn't test those controllers. So just, it probably can't be taken to game development or patches, like mentioned, but testing that final shipment will definitely be worth it.
All right, so I understand that there are some people who are having difficulty getting access to the Discord server. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open things up, and you can raise your hand. And if you don't look too shady, I'll. So really, no one. No, yeah, just raise your hand, and I'll select some people. I saw a hand go up real quick. You, yeah, you that just looked at. Yeah, that's okay.
What is your least favorite thing about developing games right now?
Where do I start? No, I think it's hard. I think I would have answered that question differently at each sort of phase of my life, and I'm sure it's going to keep changing. But I think the hardest thing is I really, especially now, more officially even that I have a lead in my title, but just in general, the way I've been mentored and coached throughout my career is there is no problem that you can't blame yourself for, and that makes dealing with problems a lot more humbling. And it's funny how much easier sort of the mentality had been in the past of just been like, oh, my boss doesn't know what they're doing, and this game's stupid. And it's, in a way, you're unhappy, but it's a lot easier to just point at that. Well, it's like, well, I can't change it, they're stupid, right? Whereas now, I'm the one. And I think also just the culture that's been taught to me and the way of operating that's been taught to me is just in any situation now, I try to think of like, well, how am I contributing to this problem, right? Like, even if someone else is failing, well, it's like, well, I could have talked to them. I failed at letting them know that this could happen. I failed, and so there's just no way of getting off the hook anymore. And especially in game development, though I'm sure it's present in a lot of things, there's just constant problems. Like, you're doing a thing that is so interdependent and so full of risk and so full of new things coming together and so full of changing technology and so full of emotional people, and everybody cares and wants this thing to be great. And like, there isn't a day that isn't full of heated discussions and things falling apart or things coming together. It's just like a roller coaster constantly. And it's like, and it's weird because that's what I love, and that's also what makes me tear my hair out, right? And so it's one of those things, I think. It's like, I wouldn't have it another way, but it's also like, it makes me not get sleep, I guess that's my answer to that.
One of my fears is, are the 20,000 lines of code I'm about to write going to screw me 3 months from now? Or somebody else? The uncertainty of if the way I'm architecting something right now, is it the right way to be doing it? Am I going to be kicking myself, or other people going to be kicking me down the road? And it just comes down to thinking about it a lot more deeply than you might expect. You can be all gung-ho to go write a safe game system, but when you find out it's not going to be anywhere near robust enough for the game you're going to end up making, you wasted a lot of time. So I think I'm probably a somewhat slower programmer than other people, but I like to think it's because I'm making sure that what I'm going to do isn't going to blow up in my face.
So less true probably for these guys who have to get stuff done. But if you go pure indie and you're not beholden to someone, there's the obvious terrible slog where the game's not fresh anymore, and you're like, I just need to get this done. And I think this sucks because I've been working on it forever. Maybe I'll just never get it done and not put it out. So there's the I need to finish this and actually get it out there. Because if you don't have anything out there, no one's going to give a crap. We'll never know that you got 75% of your project. And then there's also the masterpiece syndrome, which is, it's not good enough, this isn't fun, I can make this prettier, I wait for the next Unity update, this thing will be in, and you just have to pull the trigger at some point to get it out there. It's never going to be perfect.
All right, I think we have time for one more. Ooh, made it spicy. All right.
All at the same time.
Decide. All right, back to center.
What is the hardest thing? What is the biggest obstacle of getting that first job?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this actually a lot. It's, you gotta persevere. The thing that I look for when I'm interviewing is, again, as coming into this as juniors, you're not gonna be held to the same bar that like I would be if I went to go apply for a job. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for passion. I'm looking for people who want to learn quickly and react quickly and just they're engaged and that's what they want. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said in my talk, I'm not looking for somebody who's already he or she or whatever. I'm not looking for somebody who's done it already. I'm looking for somebody who's ready to do it. Again, there's some, depending on the position, there might be a minimal technical bar that I need you to hit. But even at the interview, I'm going to work with you to try to get you there. If I think you've got everything else that I'm looking for. I highly recommend, I shouldn't say highly recommend because I feel like I'm signing you up to get shot, but like QA is a good entry level to see like how the sausage is made. I mean, programmers don't have to worry about that so much, right? I mean, junior programmers, it's rough. QA is unappreciated. When I worked in the regular software industry, QA was different than the game industry. QA engineers, and that's what they're called outside of the software industry, are totally different from testers in the game industry. They both called QA and stuff, but it'll really get you into it. And if you're at a good company, they'll look to promote from within. They're going to want to see your skills. We've promoted at Obsidian many people from QA to art to design and even to programming. When those junior positions become available or those internships become available.